Good evening and hi, I'm Sulhi Azman, joined by Nadia Hassan on this very lovely evening of Thursday, February 11, the 42nd day of 2016, Nadia.
Oh yeah, so we're still in full holiday mode as far as I can tell. Parking lots still look empty, malls still look fairly empty. I am not looking forward to this weekend though, because when everybody comes back, everybody's going to go grocery shopping. It's going to be a bit of a chaos. Interestingly, today in history, Pope Benedict announced his resignation because it's weird that popes actually resign. They usually stay in position until they meet their father. So yeah, it's an interesting thing.
Well, and he was succeeded, of course, by our none other than Pope Francis, the 266th Pope.
Very, very progressive.
And he has sent more than 1,000 priests in a global mission to forgive the sins that normally he or only top official church may pardon.
Nice.
But anyway, KLCI today closed in the red, Nadia. You know, less than 1 point to make it to go to the green.
Yeah, so it closed down about 0.46 points to 1643.95. Actually, if you want to look at it, it actually trimmed the losses because yesterday was, of course, a lot worse. We did see stronger IPI data for December 2015. You did see 2.7% growth for them, but it didn't seem to actually permeate through. Regional markets, Asia markets were bad in general. Wall Street continues to be stumbling. And even Europe, everybody is weighed down by the banks. Societe Generale actually did see really bad numbers, and so people are a bit worried. And overall, that leaked to the KLCI.
Yeah, correct. And also, I mean, if we're looking on the regional market today, the State Bank of India, you know, they announced in the afternoon that their net profit plunged by 62%. Now, that's really, really worrying and alarming, especially for the market there.
Exactly. So moving back to like what else was helping KLCI, of course, WTI and Brent, the biggest curse words in the world at the moment, they seem to decouple a little bit, but they did take this kind of hit. WTI is trading below $127 a barrel, which is still panicking. Brent is at US $30 per barrel. I read this interesting headline today where they said that you think you'd see an oil bounce now. People are not so convinced about it. It's going to be a guessing game until the end of the year.
Yeah, I mean, on the US side, we have the Janet Yellen, the Fed chairwoman, saying in the biannual report to Congress that the development markets, in the foreign markets, could pose a risk to American economic growth.
Yeah, exactly. So that makes you wonder whether or not they're going to dial back on this plan to kind of raise rates for them. For us in general, 1.23 billion shares today, which is absolutely nothing. It's only worth about 1.4 billion. Still a strong indication that a lot of people are still very much on holiday.
Yeah, I mean, as for the Chinese markets, right, they closed for the whole of this week and will resume trading on Monday, February 15, and Japan will close for National Founding Day. And today, Hong Kong stocks, Nadia, as we said earlier, it was bad. It started their worst to lunar year since 1994 as global equity rout deepened. Now, Hang Seng Index today dropped 3.85% to close at 18,545.8 points.
So moving on to what actually was interesting in the movers today. This caught both our eyes, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, MMAG Holdings Bhd, Nadia, formerly known as Ingenuity Consolidated Bhd, closed today 8.33% to 6.5 cents today.
Yeah, so it was up almost 10% during the trade, and this is, of course, in the absence of any new news. There's barely any news on the bourse again.
Very quiet.
So it's massively quiet. So I wonder what's actually brewing behind the scenes for this company. Like you said, it went through a name change. I know that some instances it's not good feng shui to sort of change name, but Ingenuity has not had the greatest of times. So now they have Mr. Wong Eng Soo, who was formerly the CEO of GDEX. He was in GDEX for about 15 years. He started out in GDEX as a sales executive. So now he's pushed forward and now he's trying to take over, this particular company. The name change obviously reflects the change in the guard.
Yes, correct. And also, Mr. Wong Eng Soo also owns about 10% of the stocks. And also last week, MMG says Mr. Wong intends to trade in ordinary shares of the company. Could this mean that he's going to tighten his grip further in the company, given the fact that they also aborted the private placement exercise? Yeah,
so Chin Boon Long and his wife Chen Sui-Ying were formerly the big guys. They were formerly the owners of this company, and they actually sold off because Chin actually did say that he was not feeling well. It was health reasons. He also resigned on the same day from a company called One Utopia, which has also been active for the right reasons. We will not really speculate. But the fact is, these guys did the very interesting thing when Ingenuity actually, at one point, Ingenuity was going to be taken over by this company called Nine Marketing Sdn Bhd. And the price they gave was far above premium price.
Correct,
And
50
they
cent.
said no. And they said no. Somebody gave you money and you said no. I really admire this man.
Yeah, I know, and unlike the others, anyway, I'm looking at the earnings, right? The earnings they are still in the doldrum, 4.2 million ringgit of loss in the second quarter of FY16.
Less than the 11.2 million we saw the year before, but more thing for me was the fact that top line fell down 50%.
Yeah, 40.5% to be honest, 56.9 million ringgit. I wonder. Hopefully times will tell whether this Mr. Wong can actually turn the company around.
Corporate Jesus.
Corporate Jesus, that's right.